Oh my gosh, it is such a great time to be alive. There's just so many things that I'm needing in my closet and I can't necessarily keep up. Oh, but I definitely knew these was coming home with me at some point. If you've been tuning in, if you've been watching the videos, you already knew this is gonna happen eventually. Oh yeah, you see it. Man, look. All right, what's going on, man? It's your boy Kirk Cough, and I'm back with another video, man. Looking for my stars where I am simply not going nowhere. Look. When I tell y'all, bro, 2026 is a stacked, I'm talking stacked. 2026 is stacked with sneaker news, bro. I'm talking about sneakers that have already dropped that I haven't been able to get yet. I'm talking about sneakers that's leaking that I absolutely need this year. Off the top of my head, Comay New Balances, Comay Nikes, the Tianjins 2.0 foam posits. I'm talking these, multiple other pairs that I have not got, bro. I cannot keep up. My bank account is hurting, bro. But these sneakers right here, I got at Houston Sneaker Con. That was the first time I ever attended a con. And I'm gonna keep it a bug, bro. I was a little overstimulated. I wasn't prepared for the amount of people that was gonna be there. I wasn't prepared for the overload of sneakers and things going on. And just like, I was a little overstimulated, bro. But I knew only sneaker that I wanted from being at Sneaker Con, I got. Now, I didn't necessarily get the color I wanted, but truthfully, bro, every single colorway for this shoe was ridiculous, bro. So I was happy to pick up whatever. I spent about $150 on these shoes, and I think they retail for like $120. So right around shipping and taxes, it was probably go average out to like $130 to $140. I'm not gonna waste no more time. Let's go ahead and get to the shoes. Again, I'm gonna be rocking these for a full week. So in the gym, running errands, putting multiple hours in these shoes. Now, this isn't my first experience in some low top Vans, but I haven't rocked a pair of low top Vans in a very long time. So this will be a great refresher to Vans. Now, again, I did pick up the half cabs from last year, in which I actually feel like these were heavily slept on, in my personal opinion. I think had these got like the pearlized and like some of the Shishiko work that some of these other Vans have been dropping. If these got that treatment, the half cabs would have been just as popping. But I think the idea of a Vibram sole on a half cab is just too revolutionary, bro. I rocked half cabs when I was in middle school, elementary school. So just like to see a half cab with a Vibram sole was just ridiculous. But these, honestly, bro, I know everybody wanted the Chanel bag ones. I get that, bro. It's something. It was just something about these, bro. These are so crazy. Like, y'all really gotta see this. And of course, I dropped the unboxing on my YouTube short, but like, bro, like, come on, bro. Like, this little splash right here, obviously the treatment right here, the charms on the shoe. Now, personally, I don't know if I'm gonna take those off. They do kind of make the shoe just a little bit heavier than expected. I might put this like on my actual keychain that my car keys are on and the house keys are on. But these are crazy, bro. These are, truthfully, the designer that did these shoes and also did the half cabs, his name is Greg Betty. He is now working at Jordan Brand. I don't think Vans is gonna realize until they no longer have shoes of his that they rolled out that they really had a gem, bro. They really had a gem. And I know a lot of these shoes were like designed and put together like in like 2023, 2024. So we're just now seeing what he did during his time at Vans. But like, bro, these, I knew. There was no question about it, bro. I needed these. And honestly, bro, I might be in the minority here. But again, I put these over the Chanel bag inspired Vans. Like these, the level of detail work and the level of just like the artistry of this shoe is just next level. And I sound like I'm glazing, bro. But like, truthfully, you have to recognize game when you see it, bro. And these are absolutely fire. They sold out everywhere. North Day, Mr. Porter, the Vans website, like they sold out everywhere. Like you can only get these now for the most part on secondary markets. But again, this isn't to talk about the shoe and talk about Greg Betty. I did make a full video about him. So if you do want to watch that video, it is right here. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these on my feet. These are a size 9.5. That is what I get in every sneaker. So whether it be Nike, Hoka, Saucony, Adidas, I always get a 9.5. So let's see if Vans still remain true to size based on my experience of rocking Vans. They feel good. They feel good right now. Now, I don't know if you watched my YouTube short. I did take the insole out. What I will say, that insole is super plush. I didn't necessarily expect that because for the most part, when companies do insoles, they're very thin, not really too much going on, like they're really flimsy. The insole for this Vans sneaker is actually really plush, so I do like that. And I'm sure like that's gonna aid to like, you know, multiple walking and like, you know, as I ride my my longboard and like just doing other activities in the gym, like I'm sure that's gonna aid me in a very positive way. But again, this is just an intro. This is just to like kind of get my first thoughts, talk about the shoe. I'm gonna be rocking this for a full week, so a full 7 days, just incorporate it into my life. And I will give y'all the update basically once I'm done.
She got a cold heart, gotta make sure I put my coat on. I can't let her get too far, I hate when she gone too long. Just came back from a big play, I'ma break her off when she get home. Yeah, and I know she ain't the one for me. I keep around for the company, can't let her know what I really think. I like when she wake up with me, and I ain't tryna lose all of that. Short hair and her butt fat, plus she like to help me count up my racks. Good to have someone that got your back. When you in the streets, you really gotta move tack. Keep the Drake in a book bag. Got Benji busting out a trash bag. She asking me where the cash at. Can't wear jeans, show a butt crack. What Wayne said, that's where the stash at. Yeah, the money falling out, the love falling out. You know what I'm about.
Sorry for being ugly, but look though, you have made it to the review portion of the Vans Authentic La Habana review. Ugh. These are going to be the low top joints. Now, Vans has the world in the frenzy right now. There are people copying every single Vans drop lately. I'm talking like people who didn't own a single pair of Vans. They now have 12 pairs of Vans in their closet. They buying everything, every single colorway. Let Vans drop a Paralyzed tomorrow. I bet you it's sold out. But I'm not gonna waste no more time. Let's just jump straight into the review. Now, in typical me fashion, the first thing I'm gonna start off with is sizing. I feel like that is the main question on anything that I do on my page, whether it be clothing, whether it be sneakers. I'm rocking something outside. Somebody might ask me like, you know, what size do you get in those? Like sizing is the main thing that people want to figure out. So 9.5 across everything in my closet. That's what I get. Clogs, boots, loafers, slip-ons. I get 9.5. So I'm basically gonna stick with that forever. So 9.5 in the La Habana Vans Authentic. I will say, after having multiple hours put into these shoes, going to the gym in these shoes, doing leg day in these shoes, walking around in these shoes, you know, throwing fits on with these shoes, I feel like I could have got a 9 and I would have had a perfect experience. Now, do not get me wrong. The 9.5 wasn't bad. But for example, days where I did not wear a thicker sock and I wore a thinner sock, I feel like my foot was flopping around just a little bit. Not to the point where like I'm falling out of the shoe, but I noticed that like my foot would be coming out the back end here. And like when I place it, it'll set back in and they'll come back out. So like that can get annoying, very much so. Like it can get annoying, but it's not to the point where I'm falling out of the shoe. Like if I was like completely slipping out in the shoe and I was flopping and I was able to kick it off without, you know, any type of friction, like then it would be an issue. So the 9.5 is decent. I think knowing what I know now, I should have got a 9 and I feel like my experience would have been perfect. But again, days where I wore a thicker sock, it wasn't as noticeable. It wasn't as crazy. It was like, you know, it just felt like I was rocking a regular shoe. So in my opinion, as somebody that has like a pretty standard foot, like a slimmer profile foot, I don't have a wide foot. I think I would have went down a half size and I would have had a better experience. But if you have a wider foot, you may want to just go with that original size. Like say, go to your true size if you have a wider foot. And if you have a slimmer foot, I say go a half size down. That is just my personal experience. Everybody's foot's going to be different, but I think I would have benefited just getting a 9 versus a 9.5 here. But again, I was able to do what I can. These are shoes that are in high demand at the moment. Again, people are buying these by the multiples, one to rock, one to stock type shit. So if you do have the opportunity to try it on, I definitely recommend trying it on. But again, sizing wise, I would have went down to half size. I think would have had a better experience overall. But again, I didn't have that bad of experience. Again, I did leg day in these shoes. I hopped on the elliptical, on the treadmill, Stairmaster. Like I was able to move around without like the shoes coming off. So like that was decent. Now let's talk about comfortability. Now it's actually been a minute since I owned a pair of low top Vans. I bought the half cab Vibram soles maybe 2 years ago now. But in particular, these type of Vans, it's been a while. I think I've been severely undervaluing Vans. These are I know most of these reviews, I wear shoes in the gym just because I'm trying to get multiple hours in. These are if these wasn't like a great design shoe that I would want to wear for stylistic purposes versus just casual wear. And if I bought these just for casual to rock in the gym, no notes, bro. I'm talking squatting, just being flat and keeping my base strong. These are just great, a great time. No issues as far as rocking it for multiple hours and feeling pains. Bro, even when I did the unboxing for these, this insole is so crazy. And I feel like this is where when I walk in particular, it's this area that gets the most stress put on it. I don't walk, of course I walk, but I don't walk where the point of stress is here. It's always back here. So I feel like this insole being as thick as it is, I feel like really played an impact on why I had such a great experience. So comfortability wise, bro, it's no notes, bro. I'm not even joking. No notes, bro. I have nothing to say about it. It was a great experience rocking these for multiple hours. And again, typically when I rock sneakers around that 5 hour mark, I'm okay, I'm ready. But I really never felt that. I'm not saying they're more comfortable than a Hulk or a New Balance where their whole thing is for longer periods of wearing. But I think I've been undervaluing Vans sneakers. So comfortability wise, if that was your point of contention, guess what? Greg's here to tell you, you should get it. Now, when it comes to styling these, bro, these being low profile, and yes, they do have sequencing here, and then have the little fade here. These are so subtle in the design that you can practically rock these with anything, bro. Even when it comes to the olive pair, even when it comes to the red and blue pair, and then the black and white pair that I got, you can rock these literally with anything. I'm talking pants, shorts, trousers, pleated pants. I'm talking baggy pants, slim pants. This is, as we move into warmer seasons, it's starting to heat up here, especially in Texas. As we move into hotter seasons, I know these are going to be the go-tos. These are going to be the go-tos for if I'm about to go to a beach. These are going to be the go-tos if I'm about to go walk around and I'm hanging out with some friends. These are about to be the go-tos for a lot of things. And I know if you follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, I'm trying to get my money up. I'm trying to get my money up. I'm trying to reach 13K. I've been at 12.9 for 5 years, gang. What's going on? So follow me on Instagram. But you saw this picture. I rocked it with some shorts here with a thermal and a vintage tee on that. I think just really as simple as it goes, vintage tee, bottoms where it could be shorts or jeans, and these shoes, you literally can do no wrong. There's no wrong that can be done with these shoes, in my opinion, unless you swim shorts. But I feel like that would even go up there basic. Again, ultimate summer spring shoe. If you're looking for what to buy, especially from Vans at this moment and everything that Greg Betty has had the opportunity to design for Vans, you should get these. I'm just saying, you should get these or something else from what he designed, whether it be the pearlized, whether it be the little Shishiko looking ones or the sequence pairs. This is great. But again, man, just to wrap this whole thing up, again, I've had a great experience in these shoes, no notes. Again, I'm going to be rocking this now from now on as like purely for styling. If you have a pair of these, let me know in the comments, what was your experience? Help somebody else out with their purchase. The more informed they are, the more informed we all are. So, hey, with that all being said, without further ado, like I always do, I will catch you in that next one.
Love the way you work it. Hey, I love the way you work it for me.